Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. We're doing it on Monday, April the 17th, 2023. Thank you very much for joining me once again. If you're a long-time viewer and listener, thank you for all the love and support. If it's your first time tuning in, where can you find these videos? Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Instagram, follow me there if you like. Subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSadri is where you can get the whole, the episodes, the support, everything. It's right up there on all the platforms. Platforming like it's never been done before, baby. We're doing it. Thank you for joining me. And it is that season. It's that season that we're changing from fall, winter, going into spring, summer, and it's allergy season, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're tired of sneezing, if you're tired of runny noses, if you're tired of plugged ears, rip it off right now. You don't need it. It's just a big fad. They're like, oh, ears, noses, tear ducts. What is it? Chuck it off. Just rip it and chuck it. Gone. Gone are the days where you're sneezing, when you're making a fool of yourself, where your nose is running. Moisture is everywhere and it's a snot fest. Enough of that shit. Just rip off your nose, ears, and eyeballs. And because that's a lot of people are like, oh, I'll take some allergy medication. Not this guy. Not in here. Not this guy. Not before. Not during. And not after. Not happening. So I like to take matters into my own hand. It doesn't even matter. It'll come and go in a couple of weeks. I'm excited. It's spring. It's summertime. We are going through the days, boys and girls, ladies and gents, and we're gonna have some fun around here. What do? We get together 3 times a week and we just hang loose as a family. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, topics that I'd like to discuss with you today will range from everything and nothing, and we'll see where it takes us. I'm feeling good, baby. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good too. Let's get right into it. Pubic hairs. Ladies and gentlemen, pubic hairs. Do you let it grow, first of all? If you're a grower and a shower, where do you shave it by yourself, or do you get your lover involved? Do you ask your boyfriend or girlfriend to come and trim you down? Is that on the plate? Has that ever been on the plate? If it's not been on the plate, let's put it on the plate, or at least on the table. Because if you're doing it by yourself, man, if you're shaving by yourself, and it is a one-man sport or one-woman sport. It is a one-woman or one-man activity most of the time, of course. But let's switch it up. Let's get a second view. Let's get a second opinion, because you don't have all the privileged vantage points, if you will. You're out there looking from above, trying to get a view of everything, and you can't. So instead of going the traditional route, which is razor to nutsack or razor to vag lips, or maybe you got a little shaving device, maybe you use soap, maybe you go dry, maybe you shave dry. I shave dry, baby. That's the way I like it. But that's the thing, I does it by myself. And sure, could you put one foot in the bathtub and rest the other on the ledge and lift everything up and tuck and bring it over and under? And yes, of course, you could do all that in your own privacy. But if you happen to be partnered up, if you happen to be in a lovely situation where you're a couple, where there's 2 of you, why not just be like, you know what, babes, it's on you today. It's on you today, babes. And then just sit back, relax, and watch your lady or your man go to town. Just give them a sharp razor, a little bit of foam, a little bit of your patience, and let them do the work. Because you're not going to get access to everything front and back. You could, but you're going to have to resort to mirrors, side mirrors, rear view mirrors, maybe some cameras. Who knows? Maybe you'd have to. Maybe you'd have to like get mirrors installed on your ceiling and on the floor and in front of you and behind you, so to just get all the. But instead of doing all that, instead of costing yourself thousands of dollars in your bathroom renovation, get your lover to grab that little disposable Bic or Schick or Gillette razor and just fucking, we're shaving you down today, bad boy. That's what it is, cowgirl. Let's lather up, let's clean you up, and let's get ready to go to the beaches or something. Because yeah, man, it's easy to just be like, I'm gonna do this all by myself. Can you though? Think about it. And that's the thing, there's so many different variants to pubes. Do you prefer the straight brand? Do you prefer the curlies? They've each got their place and usage, of course. Straight up, straight pubes, great for when you're going down, flossing simultaneously. Curly pubes, you're going down, you're like, you know what, let's just break for 5 and have a little nap. Guess what you got? You got yourself a little natural cushion, natural little pillow there, so you can rest up on that short and curly. So go ahead and mix it up. Give it to your partner instead of always being like, oh, well, I gotta be the driver behind this seat of this vehicle. I gotta, let somebody else drive. Let somebody else get in charge for a second. Okay, you relax. And what do you do though? Do you keep? Is that something that? Write, leave a comment, review, see how you feel, because I don't know what people are doing out there. Is that something that you like to keep by yourself, like doing it as a private endeavor? Or do you like to mix it up and be like, we said through sickness and in health? And this is neither nor. It's not sickness, it's not really in health either. It's somewhere down the line of now we're sharing. Now we're living under one roof. Yeah, you said you wanted it all, baby. You'd lay it out all on the table. Let them see it. Let them all just be like, oh, man, that is... Every once in a while, not too often. Most often you probably want to handle it on your own, but like every once in a while just to be like, oh, let's lift up the hood of this trunk and see what's underneath. You know what I mean? You could do so many different things. You could shave it down. You could trim it down. You could use scissors. You could use wax. You could thread. You could pluck. You could tweeze. Go to town one by one with a pair of tweezers. Just one at a... That might hurt. That might hurt, but they say nothing good didn't hurt. Or not. Maybe no. Maybe things that are good aren't supposed to... You know what? A little bit of... There's a little you're putting your heart on the table. You're putting your heart, your emotion on the table. There's going to be a little bit of hurt. Maybe. Why does it hurt? It's fucking the roots run deep. That's why. That's one at a time. Just do yourself a favor. Go with a razor. You're not going to succeed in plucking one hair at a time. It's time consuming. It is more intricate. Somebody's going to have a lot of patience, one at a time. But to each their own, man. I'm just putting it on the table. If that's something that you've done, let us know. How did it go? Was it successful? Is it something that you recommend letting your lover, your partner, your husband, your wife, whoever you're shacking up with, shave you down? Is that something that's been done? Is it something that you do on a regular? Is it a once in a while thing? Or is it a no way, that's my business and nobody needs to see that? And I completely get it. And I support all of it. Whether you're like the private type, or you're like, I gotta go into the bathroom, I gotta, this is my time, give me 10 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour to myself, and I'll be, all clean up all by myself. I don't need anybody, and then I'll present it. Maybe you're just a presenter. Maybe you're not maybe you don't like to give them the behind the scenes, but if you're the type that likes to expose it all and put it all out there, let us know. How's it going? Has it made your bond stronger? Or has it just been, oh my God, I didn't even know she was capable of that sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's where you really know where you stand. Because if you're not, what do you do? Is that a strong relationship? A relationship where a couple goes to town on each other's genital areas with a pair of razors and tweezers and pluckers and all sorts of shavers and wax and threads and all that jazz? Does that make for a strong relationship, or does that make for a relationship that's just tested itself in areas where it thought it could handle it at first, but then it was like, man, maybe we need to keep some stuff a little bit more reserved, and just like maybe the presentation is maybe you should present, maybe you shouldn't give them the backs, like behind the scenes. I don't know. So that's why I want you to write a comment if you like, make a video doing it if you like. If you've already made the video, it's just like, oh, where do I even put it? On the lines. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let me get a sip of this bad boy. It's Monday. I'm excited. Things that I'd like to propose, that I'd like to do in the future sometime. No real deadline to it, but at one point or another, I don't want to be, I've never dreamt of becoming a doctor. I've never dreamt of practicing medicine in the traditional sense, and I don't even want to get my hands dirty or anything like that. But I have been thinking of coming in there and going in there where they really need somebody to like step in the medical facility. During childbirth, that is. A lot of times doctors or nurses will deliver babies and everybody's like, oh, what a beautiful baby. What a gorgeous baby. Healthy, 10 toes, 10 fingers. Fantastic baby you got there. But nobody ever says to the parents, hey man, you got yourself an uggo. And I'd like to step in and do that. Ideally, I'd like to wear white overalls of sorts, maybe like a half shoulder situation. I know a lot of doctors or medical professionals like to go full shoulder. I like to go half shoulder. 2 pipes, ideally, 1 in each hand. A lot of smoke, and I'd like to come in after the baby's been delivered to deliver to Mr. and Mrs. None other than Cumbucket. Mr. and Mrs. Cumbucket, or Mr. and Mrs. Cumbubble. I like that one too. Mr. and Mrs. Cumbubble, I do have to tell you that we do have great news. Your baby boy Billy, as you named him, is healthy, 10 toes, 10 fingers, but he's an ugly baby, and I'm afraid he's hideous. Very, very hard to look at. Really, an eyesore. Made the other children cry. We had to remove him from Gen Pop, which is not done frequently, but we do have a room where it's like we need to set, because a lot of times people are like, every parent will have a baby, every couple will have a baby at one point, and everybody's like, oh, what a cute baby. Not all babies are cute though. Not all. You've seen them out there. There are hideous babies out there as well, when nobody wants to ever point it out. Be like, oh my god, got yourself, that's an ugly baby right there. Scary baby, that's what that is. Jesus. Nobody ever, but I'd like to deliver that news. I'd like to, there should be somebody that, because that's what, if everybody's like getting yes man or yes woman from an early age, that's a life that's going to lead to a lot of disappointments. Because right off the bat, if you come out, you're like, oh, a cute baby. But that's the thing, if you're not a cute baby, a beautiful baby, and you're a hideous baby, everybody needs to be like, okay, here's where you stand, this is what you need to do, and this is, things that are going to be, things aren't going to be easy. Things you're going to have to develop all sorts of social skills, all sorts of abilities, do tricks, get good at something, do good math, do good science, do good whatever, do good something. If you're not going to be, but that's what it is. There's obviously like, it's all about the messaging. I just don't like the fact that everybody like has a child and everybody else around them is, oh, what a cute baby. Let's keep things honest. Let's keep things honest. That's like the first, that's legit. That's the first participation trophy, essentially. So that starts from the womb. That's how we nip it in the book. Because I've heard of that. That's apparently a thing. We don't like giving out participation trophies. And we shouldn't. I don't believe in it either. Definitely, but that's what it is. So you nip it in the bud. The baby comes out, you're like, oh god, take it away. Remove it from Gen Pop. Isolate it, put it in a room. Mom and pop come in and be like, okay, we've given birth to this baby. Do we stay an extra 3 days just to make sure the vital signs are, I don't know how birthing works, but I don't know if you got to stay after giving birth, maybe a day or two, but like immediately you want to just like pack up their stuff and kick them to the curb. Take your ugly baby out of this facility. Gee, you're making everybody uncomfortable here. Nobody will say that, and I think that's, if I can't do it, there should be a position that somebody will. I think that's also creating jobs too. A lot of times people are like, oh man, automation, super AI, this, that, and the other. It's like, create new jobs. A person who gives legit news in the hospital to parents who need it. Boys and girls, it's allergy season. At any given time, I may sneeze. I may start getting watery in the eye region, in the nostril region. It's brewing up in there. At one point or another, I may sneeze, and it's what it is, baby. I can't hide it. I can't, a lot of people are like, don't talk about it, but I will, baby. I'll talk about it. If I need to, I'll talk about it. I'll put it on the table, and it's out there. So you know it. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I do feel a little bit like in the nose area. It is right there, baby. I feel it. It's good. Who can breathe easily? This guy, I can breathe easily. I know you can too. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, between having the choice of supporting a fully able-bodied stripper versus a stripper who is disabled, perhaps missing limbs, missing half a tit, missing half a cheek, perhaps is living with color blindness, and simultaneously not only is she stripping in the evenings but also fighting crime between the hours of, let's say, 11 till 4 p.m. Why not? Because she's like that. Who do you support? The full-bodied, able-bodied stripper with a nice pair of tits and ass, and genuinely just an overall, just easy on the eyes? Do you support that lady? Or do you support the lady who's missing half an arm, half a tit, quarter of a nipple's gone, chunk of her earlobe's missing, but also happens to be, depending on how you put it, either fighting or really conquering color blindness because she's living with it, and also happens to be fighting crime? How, you ask? She is technically not full able-bodied, but nonetheless, yes, of course, she can't run fast because she's disabled like that. No, one leg, dude, half a leg. What do you expect? She can't run, so she can't stop crime like that. Missing arm, really probably not the best for like calling 911 either, because it's just so hard to work a phone with one hand, really. And she's not the type that'll hop behind the wheel of the car and like chase a person down if like crime's up. But like, what can she do, this lady? Well, a lot of times people move too fast. A lot of times crime moves fast, and crime stoppers also move fast, really fast. And that's how you miss crime, really. A lot of times you're like, how do you catch it? Why don't you slow down a bit? Why don't you slow down your pace a bit? Why don't you just take it easy there, fella, lady? And this lady will do that. This lady who is missing limbs, fighting or conquering color blindness, seeing everything like it's been shot in the 1940s or prior. I'm talking black and white, baby. Oh yeah, it's coming in. But she'll get in there. She'll find the assailant, and what she'll do is she will get right behind them, because she's like, she could easily go unnoticed. She kind of like crawl. She do half a crawl with half a leg, and slither and like just park herself right behind the assailant. Boom, the assailant turns around, trips over her, falls, hits his head at the right rate of velocity where it's not like, oh man, this guy's gonna lose all his senses, but like a light to medium concussion. Just a little bit of light to medium concussion. He's concussed. Now we're gonna have to call somebody, maybe 911. Of course, our lady friend with the missing arm and the missing leg and a half a tit and a quarter nipple is not the one, but she'll like let somebody know, be like, hey, can you call 911? We got an assailant. I've downed an assailant. And they'll come and ID the person and give him the emergency services that he needs in an ambulance or something, but also be like, oh, we need to look at this, Mr. Database. Oh, fucking, it's a good criminal name, dude. Fucking, I can't think of one right now, but a nice criminal name. Oh, you're whatever the fuck. We caught him. How? The stripper with the missing limbs and the not so proportionate body and all that. She stopped crime. She saw crime, slithered right underneath it, parked herself, and happened to catch her. I say, why? Because she's a little bit slower, of course, but she gets the job done. A lot of times people are just like moving way too fast, and you are faced with a situation where you're gonna have to now pick between these two strippers. Which one are you gonna support? Sure, anybody can get behind a full, capable, able-bodied stripper with fine tits and a 10 out of 10 ass and calves to die for. But will you put yourself out there and open up yourself to the idea of, hey man, I'm okay with just half a tit. I'm okay with a nipple missing like a good portion of it. I don't even need the whole, because it's all about lighting. It's all about perspective. She's missing half a cheek. In dim lighting and a little bit of red lights and enough drinks in you, that's a solid 8, man. That's you know what I'm talking about? So instead of going with a maybe obvious choice, do something that you're not, make things that make you do things that are not so easy and a little bit like pushing you out of your comfort zone. And any of us could, again, easily get behind, in front of, underneath a full-blown smoke show any day of the week. You know what I'm talking about? But, try it the other way, which is also another way of that's another smoke show right there, essentially, is what it is. I'm just opening up your eyes and perspective to the possibilities out there. Don't say, "Oh, wait, I'll start tomorrow." You can start today, son, lady. You can start today, instead of always being like, people miss life, man. They're like, "Oh, I'll get on that tomorrow. I'll start next week, man. As of next week, I'm gonna start supporting disabled strippers who are fighting / conquering color blindness while stripping and conquering crime, fighting crime. Trying to do her part, really. So instead of going with the easy pick, think of all the possibilities out there, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Let me get a sip of this bad boy. If you had to choose, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun today. If you had to choose between the option of orgasming all the time, constant orgasm city, climaxing all day, every day, nonstop at the slightest hint of a touch or even an eyesight or even the right breeze comes by, boom, right there. You're orgasming just by, somebody, brushing up against you, your orgasm right there. Lady, gentleman, whoever you are out there, would you rather be that fellow or lady, and there's somebody out there probably fighting that, living that condition, would you rather have orgasms all the time, or on the exact opposite side of this whole spectrum, this one particular spectrum, the other side of it, if one side is all day, everyday orgasm, the other side is 0 orgasms, no orgasms for you whatsoever. We'll put in maybe we'll work in little teeny tiny stipulations as we go along, but for the time being, let's just black and white, orgasm all day, every day, at the slightest sight of anything visually pleasing that's stimulating the senses, and any fashion that's, you bump your knee somewhere, orgasm right there. In a meeting, we did all the meetings, we've closed all the deals, orgasm right there. The pros of this bad boy here, if you're easily climaxing out there, left, right, and center, first of all, the pros, I would say it's really good because it's probably a lot of fun to be you or be surrounded by you. I'm just putting it out there. I would say it's probably a lot of fun. It's not normal if you're orgasming all the time, but if you are, I bet it's kind of fun, because some people do have a difficult time climaxing or achieving orgasm. So if you're out there just willy-nilly, just I have a bite of pizza, orgasm right there, dude, that pizza was delicioso, you're coming, which is, again, that's the beauty of it. That's the fun part of it. You're easy to please. I bet you would have a ton of partners who'd be more than willing to just be with you, because again, it's so, who wouldn't want a partner who's easily achieving orgasms? You know what I mean? You put in the solid 15 to 35 seconds of work that you normally put in, and she's like, oh my god, toes curled, eyes at the back of her head. You're like, yes. Who gave it to her? Daddy gave it to her. That's when you feel good about yours. So your partner feels good about themselves. You feel good about your partner feeling good, and you no longer feel so self-conscious about the fact that you're maybe coming a little bit too hard, a little bit too often. It all works out pretty well, I would assume. Hindrances that I could potentially see, people might not be able to maybe take you as seriously, during serious situations, which again really is dependent on who you surround yourself with, because life it's beautiful, and too many situations are often taken seriously that are not supposed to be really taken seriously. So that I say it's really, it's their loss if they're looking at you and they're like, oh, we can't, we lost Grandma Jenny over here, and we can't have Lucy show up at the funeral because whilst everybody's crying and reminiscing about how Grandma Jenny was like the bestest and she kept everybody warm and fed and whatever's, Lucy over here is just fucking overwhelmed with emotions, so she's like in overdrive with the orgasms. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. She'll fucking eyes at the back of her head just screaming. So maybe people can't take you to heavier mood or setting or places or events where it's like it's a somber event. It's a little bit of a serious note. Lucy, we're gonna have to ask you to just hang back. The business meetings, it'd be great if you were in business meetings and your business was doing, if you were thriving and doing well, it would actually benefit your business because every time you're in a business meeting, you're just screaming, you're kicking, you are stretching out your limbs, you're saying yes, 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 oh my god, yes, this deal went through, yes, more deals, faster deals, harder, give me this deal, but give it to me deeper, yes, yes, deeper deals that are so deep and not just surface level, deep deals, yes, yes, yes. And the deal's been done for half an hour, everybody's already broken out for lunch, but you're in the meeting room still saying yes. So that's good if your business is thriving. If your business is not doing well, if you've not met your goals for the quarter, and it's time to let some people go, yes, you could be looked at and viewed as some sort of a horrible monster. You're we're gonna have to let 25 people go today. You're yes, I can. Oh yeah. You're just super excited about letting people go, man. How are you gonna? You can't explain to people. Not everybody will get it. You'd hope that some people in the company would already know, but again, things are always revolving around here. People are coming, people are going. We've got new staff, we've got old staff who are facing dementia and Alzheimer's, so people lose track of what kind of things everybody's got in our deal. One person's dealing with eczema, the other person's dealing with friggin' nonstop orgasms. So not everybody's gonna be in touch with you and your mindset, yet they have to still interface with us. So yes, you're gonna have to let 25 people who've been working really hard, you're gonna have to let them go, but you'll be out there just, yes, I'm so sorry that I'm gonna have to let you go. This is gonna be devastating for your family. Oh my god, yeah. Think about that. That's but then again, that's not it. That's a them problem. That's not a you problem. That's, put it on them. That's, you enjoy life. Other events where you'd do well in, friggin' any sort of sporting event, really, because it would just people would just think you're really into the sport, whatever it is. Yes, more than touchdowns, dude. Yes, and you're just fucking coming hard, but go for a sport where it's quick turnarounds and a lot of action. You don't go to golf, don't go to tennis in the middle of a tennis match while everybody's silent. Or if you can sync your, if it's a ladies only tennis tournament, it doesn't have to be ladies only, but let's say ladies are playing tennis at that time and they're putting out lady grunts in the middle of the tennis match, you actually fit right. If you can time your grunts or your orgasmic sounds as you would with the players on the field, because every time they go, huh, and you can let go, whatever it is that you, whatever it is that whatever noises it is that you make, if you can time it with them, it'd go right under the radar and nobody would hear you and you'd be safe and sound. Now go to a men's tennis game and it's clear differences in voices, and most of the time everybody's silent and you're just having an off day where you can't sync your orgasms. It's just coming on way too strong and everybody's silence and you gotta pay attention. It's a serious tennis game, match, tournament, event, gathering, sporting event, tournament. Okay? And you're out there just breaking their concentration. You might get kicked out. Yes. Backhand. Yes. faster, yeah, stronger, yeah, right there, you know. So that's orgasming all the time. You'd be great for. You'd probably be great for like if there was more of you. The adult diaper industry would probably do really well, because you probably after a while, if I were like orgasming all the time, I'd probably just wear a diaper all the time too, because like I'm not, it's like whatever, dude, this happens way too often for me to have to like go to the bathroom every 5 to 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? Diaper up. And if there was more of you, that industry would just see fucking skyrocketing sales, at least, you know, until your issue gets resolved. Or at least until this, you know, whatever. It might not be, again, one person's not significant enough to like actually like lift up a portion of the market, but if like there's a good chunk of you out there that are just like climaxing nonstop, boom, there you go, boosting the economy, man. Just putting ideas out on the table. Because the other end of the spectrum, let's go on to the other side of the street, because we've already walked down this street, but let's go to the other side to see where that bad boy leads us. Let's say you cannot orgasm at all, ever. You are, and it's not for lack of trying. It's not because you don't try. You try, but it's just not easy for it. It's just never been done. You don't. It's genetics. You know, instead of everybody's rocking G spots, you're rocking C spots. People aren't able to find it. It's an odd note. Whatever it is, it's not working. Or maybe you're a dude. Maybe your cack's not like, you know, it's numb, dude. You just don't feel anything. You'll get hard and everything, but you just can't climax. I don't know what it is. It's a condition. You can get hard and you can perform, but you cannot come for the life of you. Would it be? Here's the thing. That actually would probably, you know, looking at it from glass half full of tits mentality, I'll say that if you can work through that, you're going to be very hard to disappoint in life, because like that's like you've already achieved like a state of disappointedness that you probably can't really like reach. Like you've already been disappointed, is what I'm trying to say. So it'd be hard to disappoint you. It'd be like, what, you could lose your job, you could lose your savings, and at the end of the day, it's like I'd give any of those just to be able to like come at least once. Is probably what somebody would say if they were dealing with that situation or condition. But at the same rate, I bet you have a ton of time on your hands to do a whole lot of other things. Like, did you ever want to do philanthropy, fella? And guess what? You've been working hard too, lady, because you've been working hard because you can't do anything else in terms of like seeking, you know, activities that are gonna bring you pleasure, and you're not gonna like there's a ton of other things of course you could do, but you can't like build let's say you can't build a relationship. Let's say all you got to do is just like put in the time and effort to build something nice, whether it's a business or a venture. That's probably most likely another business as well. You're running a bunch of businesses, okay, and you got a ton of time and resources to allocate to philanthropy. So there you go. You can't really be, you know, achieving orgasms, but you're giving back, which is sweet. You probably have a lot more time you'd probably be more reliant in terms of like who can you, if we're like, we need somebody with time, and we need somebody who can, we don't need to worry about them ever, like, you know, this is a scenario where you need to be just like cool, calm, and collected. That's your man. That's your lady right there, man. Because it's not even they can't even come. That's what it is. They're not even going to be like trying or anything. Not that the situation that you're providing for yourselves is going to require you for anybody to come, but nonetheless, it's going to be like that's something that we don't even need to worry about. That's something that we don't even need to like. That is right there. That's like that portion of it is already taken care of. This lady's going to come in here and concentrate and give us 110%. It's all about everybody else, not her. She's very like, you know. Because she'll be giving, or he'll be giving in other ways, and also trying to receive in other ways as well. As you'll find satisfaction elsewhere, is what I'm trying to say. And you're not going to be like, yeah, wait for me to get mine. You can't. You'll never get it. Which is, if you can come and overcome that bittersweet moment of like realizing you'll never experience that. The rest of it is just, it's a big old boat in a river of gravy. We're just riding down a river of gravy. It's mad gravy town for you. If you can just, again, look past it and like overcome it, you don't even, whatever. Both of them could be problematic because it's like, but which one would you rather have? Which one as a condition would you rather have? Would I personally prefer to be, let's say I get struck by lightning and it could go either way. Which one would I, if I had a choice? I get struck by lightning and I get a choice to pick. Get stuck having orgasms all the time versus no orgasm city all day, every day. Jeez, that is a tough one. If I don't orgasm ever, I get to concentrate on other things and maybe fucking kill it in other realms. But on the other hand, life's not all about like other realms. It might just be like the simple pleasures of, you know, being a human, eating, sleeping, and every once in a while having, but that's the thing, it's not every once in a while, it's every goddamn 15 minutes or 25 minutes or maybe even an hour, dude. Even if every 2-3 hours you came, how frequent is it? Fuck. So, but maybe you could turn the, you know what? The easy answer would be, actually there is no easy answer. There's a part of me that feels like it'd be safer to go with the no orgasm whatsoever. Because I'm like, at least, you know, there's, you know, you can concentrate on other things and like, but orgasming all the time, despite the fact that, you know, my brain tells me, no, don't do that. But my heart and my guts tell me, do that, opt for the orgasm all the time. And then once you get accustomed to it, you can just turn that into something. You could be killing it at like, so many things relating to fields of work that include release of exuberant amounts of bodily fluid. I'm gonna opt for the orgasm all the time. I'm gonna opt for the orgasm all the time, all day, every day. It might be a little bit of, you know, family meetings. I don't have too many personally. I wouldn't worry about that. But if for anybody else, if you're wondering, man, am I gonna be like family, friends? Is anybody be like gonna be awkward or they're not gonna get it? Why worry about people not getting it, or why worry about people like coming in like, oh, we can't, you know, we can't. Hey man, if you can't be around all this wetness, why'd you come to the wet gathering, party, event? It's what it is that it's a lot. It could be a lot, but I would, yes, if I had to choose, and you let me know if you'd like to let me know, or let other people know, write a comment if you had to choose between orgasm all day, every day, or no orgasm at all. Which one would you choose? If you have a reason. And if this is happening to you, we'd like to hear from you. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you could directly DM me if you are not, but it can't be like, don't come at me with some like fake, no, if it's an actual condition where you cannot stop coming, I'd like to, maybe we could get in touch somehow. I'd love to have a sit down if you are in the GTA, anywhere in Canada right now. In the GTA right now, I'm not gonna go all the way, like, we're not gonna, maybe we could like get in touch if you're willing to share your story, and if you're, then we'll figure it out. You know, if it's an actual thing that you're going through. But again, I don't want to like have to like, you know, you do your own. I'm not gonna vet for you. You already have to like, you make sure you already vetted yourself and you already know that. Or every like, don't come in here and be like, oh, I come like once a week. That's not frequent enough, fam. I'm gonna need somebody who comes like every 2 hours at least. Okay, and that's chronic climaxing. That's something that can't be stopped. So I'd like to hear from you, and I'm sure the rest of the people will like to hear from you as well. And these are the topics that I'd like to talk with you about today, and maybe some other times as well. But you know, you never know. You never know. It's just good to expand your horizon and see what else is out there. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, it's Monday. I'm excited to be here. Like each and every day, man, every day. just rocking and rolling, and I'm just like, let's go. But at a good pace. We're not like, we're not going like too fast. We're not going like too slow. Just the right pace, whatever it is. And you take it day by day. That's what I tells myself. So whatever you're doing out there, keep doing it. I'm sending you all the love and support out there, and like that's what it is, man. We're doing it together, and I feel great about this, and you guys should feel great about yourselves. And if you're having a not so bueno day for whatever reason, give it some time. If it doesn't turn around, change a few things. If it still doesn't turn around, continue to change a few things. If it doesn't turn around, then fucking just back off for a second, and it'll change. I promise you things. And if you're already gooch, if everything's like going really fine and dandy in your life, I'm super happy for you. That's always beautiful to see as well, man. That is always beautiful to see. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what else is going on in and around the world? A lot of a lot of everything, a lot of beautiful things, but let us stay focused on the essentials of just the goodness of it all, which consists of many of things, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of times people are like, man, how do I, how do I get myself into some sort of situation that I've not been in before? How do I do something that's a little bit different and put myself out of my comfort zone? Try different things. I would recommend, adopting some sort of a pet with some sort of ailment, some sort of maybe an animal that's in need of a rescue. But I'm not talking about just like regular pets that are in pet stores or veterinary offices where they're being kept for a time until they find a home. I'm talking about like an animal that's actually in need of rescue. Somebody go find an animal, a dog, a cat, a turtle, a tarantula that's been animal napped, that's being kept hostage for hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, in some sort of a bunker or some sort of a farmhouse / shed. Because a lot of times people will say, oh, when was the time where you actually went out there and like put black paint underneath your eyes like they do in football matches? You can do little stripes, but you can't do the whole face. Don't get carried away, you know what I mean? But put a little bit of that black paint or shoe polish. What is it even? Is it like, I don't even know what it is, but I like it. I think I'm gonna start doing that. Just put like little black lines under my eyes just to like let people know that I don't play football. But if we're walking out with little marks underneath our eyes, who knows what we're up to? They used to say that people used to do it when they were out in nature, and that was a way to deflect the sunshine. That's why the football players does it. Why can't we? And the point is, you can put a little bit of that black paint underneath your eyes, and go find yourself a situation where you can actually, you've been training, you've been working with your knife handling skills, a little bit of the old dodging of the old, and then going in there with the, maybe you work with metals and wood, and you've combined your passion of metal and wood, and you've crafted a beautiful handmade knife. And maybe you're also a hunting enthusiast who happens to be not only passionate about hunting and nature, and also providing food for your family by going out there and getting your hands all dirtied up, which makes you really appreciate the whole process. Because a lot of times People don't appreciate the process. Go find something that needs rescuing. Go find a turtle that's like stuck in his or her shell, silently screaming for help, yet no one is out there trying to do the rescue. Because everybody likes to take credit for the rescue, but go rent a helicopter, go join a SWAT team, go deep dive into the depths of the ocean using top of the line scuba gear. Open up the hatch that's on top of that submarine that's submerged underneath the water. Get into that submarine. Oh, what is this? You're surrounded by a bunch of foreign men talking in foreign languages. And guess what they're doing underneath all the water? And they've spent all that money and time and effort just to nap up an animal, a sea turtle, a very special sea turtle. And that sea turtle is defenseless. It is young but not too young, still got a good life ahead of him or herself. And there's all sorts of funny noises coming out of these people, and they all look mean, man. They all look mean. They're in the business of getting submerged underwater and friggin' holding animals up for ransom. And that's where you can put your skills to the test, fella. That's when you can just be like, we're trapped under this whole lot of water in a tin can, and there's one of me and maybe 100 of you. And guess what? At the end of the day, this turtle's coming home with me. All right? You see these black marks under my eyes? Point to the, because that, you're like, I did that myself, and there's nothing else I won't be willing to do until I make sure I get that damn turtle out of this submarine and back to land where it lives in some sort of aquarium situation where it needs to be rehabbed. It's going to take a lot of rehab to get that turtle back into society, but integration can be done. The point is, now it's go time. Now it's time to put all the Krav Maga, all the jiu-jitsu, all the backflips, all the sliding and slipping and skipping and the whatever training you've been doing. Suction cup on your tits hanging from ceilings. Been doing it by yourself. Now let's put it to use underwater. And guess what? When you come out, if you come out, should you come out, which I believe you can. A lot of people don't think they can until they put themselves in a situation. So instead of walking or driving like a loser to some sort of animal care facility where they've already really done the rescuing for you, instead of going out there and be like, oh, I'll take Scruffy McScruff over there. Lame. And then you go off to your friends, I rescued an animal. You haven't rescued shit, son, until you got a bunch of, burly men with machetes, a lot of chest hair, a lot of built up testosterone and hormones, and it's been days, months, years since any of these men down here in this submarine have had a chance to even speak or even look at a lady. They're ready to snap. Some of them already snapped. Most of them have snapped. All of them have snapped. If there was any situation where people were snapping, it'd be that place right there, submarine underneath the depths of the ocean. People snap just because, it's access to just reg life. But you're there again. They're there with 100 other men, 99 other men plus them, 100, just shoveling coal into an engine, eating sardines out of sardine cans, making all sorts of remarks, working hard during the daytime, but also taking the time to play a little bit of poker and smoking in the submarine. Can you smoke in the submarines? Because if you can't, man, that would suck. If it'd be pretty dope if you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, a few hours like pumping coal into the old submarine engine, just a few hours of turning a wheel. I'd imagine a submarine has a wheel that someone or someone's plural could be turning at any given time. You do all that, and at the end of the day, if you can break for a little poker game and a couple of shots of Jägermeister and enjoy a couple of drags with your boys, with your crew, no harm, no foul. But at the end of the day, I'm asking you just step outside your comfort zone and put yourself in a situation where it actually requires you to go out there and rescue somebody or something, i.e. a rescue pet, instead of taking all the credit with actually not putting in the work. I say challenge yourself, risk your life, so that when you come out, when you finally come out, it's been 3 months you've been at sea, 5 months you've been in the middle of the ocean, when you finally make it out and come back to your family and realize that everything that you worked for, your entire life has now fallen to shambles. Your wife is about to leave you. She's already left you. She's filed for the divorce papers. You've been served. It's in your mailbox, man. You should check your mailbox. Your parents really, really disappointed in you because they couldn't imagine you ever doing that. You have kids and a wife and responsibilities and a job and communion members who rely on you. You haven't been to church in a while, man. Where were you? 5 months at sea, you say? What were you doing? And then that's when you present a rescue turtle. Boom, here's Shelly. And then everything else starts making sense. Your wife runs to you. She's like, I can't believe it. She's crying, dude. I can't believe it. I thought you left for another woman. She's crying hysterically, hitting you, but like not hitting you. Hitting you happily, because she's like, but like also madly. Where were you, John? And then little hits like this turn into open arms, and then we work around into a nice hug, and then you're like, shh, baby, shh. See, Shelly, I did it for us. Wasn't it worth it? Doesn't this mean something to you? And she's like, you're retarded, John, you're retarded, but I love you. And still, the hugging, the tight hugging. And that's how we do it on a Monday, baby boys and baby girls. Should you shave your own penis or give it to your wife, maybe? Your own vag, sure you could shave that vag by yourself, but it's a lonely game. If you want, you can let your man shave your vag. Shave your vag. Your man will let shave your vag. You know? So what do you do? Or do you again? Leave a comment if you think you're the type that'll opt for the orgasms all day, every day, or no orgasms all day, every day. Which one would you rather pick and choose? And all the other stuff that we talked about. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday. All right? We had plenty of fun. We will have more fun in the future as well, because nothing stops us. Nothing, don't stop me now, because I'm having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Because that's what we do around here. We just try to have a good time together. And we do, baby. Heart to heart. Mind to mind. Doing it all around the world. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. Where can you find him? Once again on Instagram. Follow me there if you like. Subscribe on YouTube so you get the notifications for the old videos. And check out patreon.com/RobSadri. I do encourage you to actually subscribe on YouTube, because I did search the title of my video, my last video. Sometimes, I don't know how it all works, but sometimes, I'm sure it happens to other people too. I'm not trying to but sometimes it just does get lost in the old algorithm, is what I'm trying to tell myself, to stay positive like that shit, because otherwise, why would it be that I'm searching for my video and it's not coming up, man, on all the pages, you know what I mean? Because it's right there, Pentagon leakage, nowhere to be seen once I type it in the search bar. But that's just coincidence. You go ahead and you subscribe so you get the full length videos, because don't stop me having a good time, having a good time. I'll see you guys back here again on Wednesday. Peace out.